Oh, hey YouTubers, what's going on? It is your boy once again, rko2582, here to kick off my countdown series, with my top 11 childhood movie list. And let's not waste any time and get this list underway. Alright, kicking off the list at number 11 is Disney's First Kids. Remember First Kids? The movie that Sinbad starred in. Yep, he in my opinion was the MVP of this whole freaking movie because he was over the top hilarious, and I enjoyed one of his catchphrase movies like "I'm black and I'm wearing a tie," and it was too funny. And then it's pretty much about this boy named Luke. He's pretty much been sheltered and pretty much been like the president's kid all his life. Never got to enjoy being a kid for once. And when Agent Woods was pretty much fired for like being a douche and doing something wrong in front of Luke's mother and stuff. Then Agent Sims comes in. Agent Sims pretty much teaches him how to be a kid. Like he teaches him how to get girls, how to defend himself. Overall, pretty much just feel comfortable about himself. So yeah, and his sidekick, yeah. What was Agent Wood? No, Sim's sidekick. Oh yeah, Dash. Those two were double trouble. I swear to God. Yes. So you need to see First Kid. If you haven't seen First Kid, you need to see it. Okay. Number 10 on the list is Blank Check, another Disney movie, just like First Kid. Um, Blank Check was pretty much about this character named Preston. He hates his middle class life, and he was jealous of his brothers that started their own business, and he was pretty much out of the loop in his whole family. And then this robber crook named Quigley, he just like escaped from jail, and then he had $1 million on deck, and then he accidentally runs into Preston like by accident, like, ran over his bike, and then he writes him a blank check just to try and make him forget about the whole incident, and then uh yeah, and some chance, yeah, he Preston takes advantage of that blank check and catches and puts $1 million, and and once again, the bank teller thought he was Juice, but in reality, Juice was Tony Locke, and he bought it, and he gave him the $1 million and cashed it in, and then he pretty much got everything he always dreamed of wanting. He bought a house, believe it or not, got a limo, bought ice cream, bought toys, you name it. And towards the end of this movie, yeah, the Quigley and his goons, yeah, been chasing him down, like trying to see what they can get left of that $1 million. But unfortunately, Preston spent all the money in almost in a week's time, and got quickly framed, arrested. He was really his code name Mr. Macintosh, believe it or not, and he learns in the movie like the value of a dollar and money isn't everything, and of course Style style. And yeah, I love that line. Okay, number 9 in this countdown is Little Giants. Yep, Little Giants. I enjoyed this movie so much growing up. It was just straight up potty humor, Pee Wee football flick. Yeah. It pretty much talks about these two brothers, the O'Shea brothers, Rick Morance's and Ed O'Neill's characters, being brothers and being competitive for pretty much most of their childhood and in their adulthood too. So, and what do? They finally pretty much trying to prove who's better than who with the teams. Like Ed O'Neill's character has the Cowboys, and Rick Morance's character has the Little Giants. So they come together, trying to have a big showdown match to see who, and then the winner would get their no, be like the official football team for the town of the little mini town in Ohio. I forgot what it's called. I think it was Lima, Ohio. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Okay, so if you haven't seen this movie, you need to see Little Giants. Yeah, and one of my favorite characters in the movie is of course Becky. Yeah, she was a badass girl. That's all I'm gonna tell you. She didn't take shit from nobody. And you don't believe me? See her go up against Spike. I know she was beast. Okay, all right. Number 8 on the list is Angels in the Outfield. Remember Angels in the Outfield? Another Disney flick, believe it or not. Okay, this movie was pretty much about, George Knox, aka Danny Glover, Yeah, his team, the California Angels, pretty much are the worst team in the league, and he was so fed up with this team, like he wanted like new people, or he wanted to be a new team. And then of course Roger, or AKA Joseph Gordon-Levitt, yeah, in my opinion, him and Danny Glover's best work. Enough said. Yeah, Roger pretty much was the only kid who could see angels, and he always gave him the angels' faith to win a game, like from combined victory and stuff. And pretty much Knox saw that, and he used them as his consultant, or good luck charm. And then they realized they think Knox was crazy, and Roger thinking like crazy just for believing in angels and stuff, which I thought that you know and then by the end of the movie, the angels had to learn they had to do it on their own with no help from the angels or Al whatsoever. So this movie is like a feel good movie, so you need to see it. Okay, number 7 is Space Jam. Yep, everybody remembers Space Jam. And recently on Cartoon Network, they just re-aired it earlier this week, and I had to, of course, watch it one more time just for old childhood's sake. And yeah, it's about Michael Jordan teaming up with the Looney Tunes to go up against the Monstars in one big basketball showdown. To see who would take over the Looney Tunes world. Either the Looney Tunes would keep their world, or the Monstars would take them and then put them up to their world on Moral Mountain. And yeah, and I have so many good memories with this movie. And I like that part when it gets to the last 10 seconds of the game, and of course Michael Jordan was flying and stuff, and then of course the arm stretch is like Bruce. Love that part. That part always gets me hyped up every time. So once again, Space Jam. Number 6 is Three Ninjas. Three Ninjas is pretty much about these three kids, Rocky, Colt, and of course Tum Tum, with their Asian grandfather pretty much teaching them martial arts or any other good lesson they need to know. And they realize that their grandfather got kidnapped, and along with Rocky's crush, Emily. Yeah, she was. Oh no, wait, she wasn't kidnapped, but yeah, but you get my point. Yeah. Uh, yeah, basically, yeah, it's up to these three ninjas to save their grandfather from dangers and evil from this um crime lord that their grandfather used to work with. So yeah, and they also have sequels too, like Three Ninjas Kick Back, Three Ninjas Knuckle Up, and oh god, they should have left this alone. Three Ninjas High Noon on Mega Man. Remember that? Yeah, one with Hulk Hogan. Yeah, that crappy. That sucks in my opinion. So all right, Three Ninjas once again. All right, we get to the top 5. All right, number 5 is Digimon the movie. Digimon the movie. Yeah, I grew up with this movie so freaking much. I pretty much know this movie from beginning to end, and it was around the time when I was still contemplating on whether I liked Digimon or Pokemon better. And I made my decision. I like Digimon a little better than Pokemon. I will always like Pokemon, the original though. Yeah, so Digimon the movie was a good movie. I've seen it so many times, and I enjoyed the soundtrack too, especially Digirap. I know Digirap by heart, so there you go. All right, number 4 is Kiki's Delivery Service. Man, I remember this movie like it was yesterday. I remember when Disney used to show this a lot back in the day, and I wish they would still show it now, but you know how Disney sucks now. So yeah. Yeah, this movie was pretty much about, Kiki and her sidekick in crime, Gigi, her cat. Yeah, leave their small town to make it big in the city, and then they end up in Asano's bakery and try to help her out since she was pregnant with a child at the time. So, and then she also meets this like her crush Tombo. Yeah, he was interested in her. So yeah, it's kind of a cute movie, like a family, like anybody can watch it, like young, old, or yeah, it's family flick for everyone. You understand? And it's made one of my boy Hayao Miyazaki. I love his work. Huge fan of his. So recommend. So once again, if you haven't seen Kiki's Delivery Service, you need to see this movie. It's very good. All right, number 3 is Toy Story, the first one. Oh man, this movie brings so many memories for me. This about Andy's favorite toy, Woody, and then of course Buzz Lightyear comes in, pretty much takes his spot, and Woody and Buzz are pretty much like fighting over each other, like Andy ain't like better than who, and then they end up fighting so hard like they end up in Sid's house, and then they try to bust out Sid's house and try to get back to Andy before they moved away, and then of course just throughout the whole movie, Woody and Buzz started to become instead of enemies they became friends, and good message for the kids out there, learning the true meaning of friendship and all that good stuff. So, and I currently enjoyed Toy Story 2, and of course number 3, especially 3, because 3 was pretty much, and he was even named the greatest animated film of all time last year. So you need to go see all 3 of these movies if you haven't. All right, number 2 on the list is a personal favorite of mine, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You dig? And this movie, man, also brought a lot of memories for me. I mean, I even bought the Power Rangers toys too back in the day. I had the Falcon Zord, and when I went to the Zeo season, I had the Zeo Megazord before I had to give it away when I had to move. Before I moved into this house, as you see behind me, and yeah, and it pissed me off to this day. And yeah, the Rangers at the time was Aisha, Adam, Rocky, Kimberly. She's still fine, and Billy, and of course, my boy, the greatest ranger of all time, Tommy. Still a Tommy Mark, always was, always will be. And yeah, and they pretty much trying to stop other than Lord Zed Rita, but the main villain in this movie is Ivan Ooze. Yeah, Ivan Ooze was a funny ass bad guy, I'm not gonna lie. And he has that infamous catchphrase, "Ooh, where's my autograph book?" Ah, he was so funny. He was, oh god, he actually made this movie, and I have to thank this movie too for for me liking that song by Van Halen, Dreams. If let me tell you something, if it was not for Power Rangers the movie, I would have not liked that Van Halen song I just mentioned. It's like every time I hear it, it's just like first thing that comes to mind. This movie, Power Rangers the movie. You understand? Okay, now we get down to number 1. Are you ready? It's Princess Mononoke. Yep, you heard me right. Princess Mononoke, another of Hayao Miyazaki's films I enjoy as well. This movie is pretty much about this boy named Ashitaka and this wolf warrior named San. And it's up to those two, trying to protect the forest from Lady Abashi's and her crew trying to destroy the forest and destroy what life it has left. So, and it's pretty much, like trying to like save the, world type of feel, adventure, drama, and comedy. It pretty much has everything in this movie. And I like the fact this movie was like the highest grossing movie in Japan at the time when it came out until Titanic beat it out, and yeah, so it was such a good movie. It's a good movie, and it brought a lot of memories for me, and it's just a feel good movie. So once again, Princess Mononoke is my number 1 childhood movie ever. Okay, anyways, that was my top 11 childhood movie list, and go up to the description box and try and research these movies if you haven't seen them, or comment below thinking like, should I keep going with this countdown series or I shouldn't? Anyways, this is your boy rko2582. Oh, and don't forget video response to this too if you want to. Once again, rko2582 signing off.